Hi, everybody. Glad to be here. Glad to see you. It is very late. I'm very tired, but it's okay. I wanted to make sure I got the live stream in on YouTube today since it was on Instagram the last 2 days. But I'm just going to jump right into it, you guys. Um, the definition of gaslighting is manipulating someone psychologically into questioning their own sanity. If you are a person who is dealing with this type of relationship that we're talking about, where the other person has narcissistic tendencies and you feel that you're being abused in some way or another, it is most likely that you have begun to feel as if you can't trust your own mind, because the gaslighting technique, the whole point of it is to make you doubt yourself. And at some point, you can begin to doubt your own reality, like not trust your perception of the events and people and different energies around you. It is really important, if you find yourself in that situation, that you stop the chatter going on in your own mind, because the feelings that you have are way much more in terms of justice than the thoughts that you have about the situation. If you feel like you're being taken advantage of, or if you feel like someone is trying to squash your spirit in some ways, or anything like that, if you're feeling negative emotion in relationship to a narcissist, it is really important that you trust yourself. You are not wrong. Your feelings are not wrong. The thoughts going on in your mind, the chatter and all of that, that makes you feel like those feelings that you're having are unjustified. But most often, the thoughts that you're having are there in the first place because of doubt that the other person has put in your mind. So if you say, that wasn't funny, that really hurt my feelings, and they're like, well, calm down, it was just a joke. You're so sensitive. There's doubt being put in your mind that your feelings are valid. You cannot let people do that to you. You need to trust yourself, trust your heart. Your heart knows the truth. Your feelings, your emotions are there for a reason. They are the not transmission, what is the word that I'm looking for? They are the interface that you have with reality. So if you are ignoring your emotions, if you're telling yourself that, I'm just being paranoid, or I'm just being too sensitive, he's right, maybe I'm just thinking too much about it, maybe I'm being an overthinker. But while you're telling yourself that, your emotions are telling a completely different story. That is what reality is. Those emotions are reality, and you need to acknowledge them and you need to honor them. They're a divine gift, your emotions, your ability to interact with the world around you. Your heart knows the truth. You need to listen to that. Especially if you have found yourself in a position where you want to leave this narcissist, or you want to cut ties with this narcissist, or whatever that might look like in your situation. Narcissists will retaliate. They will retaliate. I want to draw out the scope of this from like the individual person in one of these situations to our collective, our whole collective energy. We see evidence of gaslighting all over the social media, all over the media. And the best example that I can think of for this is, hold on. It's really loud. We're doing it live. It's fine. The best example I can think of is Julian Assange. So this is somebody whose reputation was absolutely smashed by governments trying to keep him quiet, saying that he had nefarious intentions, that he was working for opposing governments to the United States, all kinds of things. But they brought him into the spotlight and they smashed his reputation first by ginning up which was later dropped by the other person, a false rape accusation. This is gaslighting 101. So you do something to make the other person look bad, or cause them to, or provoke them to look bad, or whatever, and you turn other people's opinions about this person around in your favor. But at the same time, in the case of an individual, a one-on-one relationship, this might be them making you feel bad or feel guilty about something so that they can have control or power over you. But when you leave, they can't do that to you anymore. So a lot of times what they do is rely on the enablers in your life. This is a common tactic, okay? Rely on the enablers in your life. It might be your sister's husband who says, oh, well, I know him pretty good, and I can't see him acting like that, putting doubt in your mind. Or it might be your mom who he has charmed for the last however many years. And so when you tell her that you're leaving and why you're leaving, she says, I just can't see that. I just don't understand why you're acting like this. This is real. These are real situations that people who are trying to leave an abusive relationship have to go through. And like I said, a narcissist will retaliate in some way. It's going to be different for everyone. But you better believe that if they can use other people against you, they will. And again, looking at the big picture of this for the people versus the wealthy here, we see examples of this all the time. As soon as somebody comes forward to call attention or hold someone accountable, they are very quickly smeared. And it's usually by any means necessary, although we know that the most favorite scapegoat, what am I trying to say? Not scapegoat. The the go-to. Their favorite go-to is what? Either Russiagate, right? Or you just call somebody or say somebody's working for the Russians. Aaron Matei, he goes and does a wonderful investigation. Really brought to light a lot of corruption happening with the entire situation in Syria on the ground. Went there himself to see what was happening, and now he just is being accused of working for the Russians. So that is gaslighting. So if you think about it, in this, in the individual situation, the enablers are your friends and family that have been charmed by this person. They're very charming. They charmed you, In the collective energy, this is the media. This is MSNBC and Fox News and CNN. And I don't want to hear any ridiculous division argument about, oh, well, MSNBC is fine. It's Fox News that's the fake news, or fake news says MSNBC or CNN is the fake news. It's none of that. They're all fake news. Come on, guys. Come on. They're the enablers. Those are the people that have sided with the narcissist, So when there isn't news coverage about certain events in the world caused by corporations or the ultra wealthy, making decisions that affect hundreds, thousands, maybe millions of people. They're given cover by the media, just like in a narcissistic abusive relationship, your friends and family give the narcissist cover. But what you need to understand about that, what is going to help you maintain a sense of self-control and autonomy, is remembering that while those people might not value you, know what your worth is, that doesn't mean that you can't know what your worth is. It doesn't mean that you have to accept their view or their bias, that you have to accept their bias. Because the thing is, relationships, whether it be with a partner, whether it be with a child, whether it be with not too young, you have to give kids some grace, but okay, that's aside. Your mother, an uncle, your siblings, friends, whatever it is, relationships, personal relationships that you have are not 50-50. They are 100 and 100. You bring 100% of yourself to that relationship, and they bring 100% of themselves to that relationship. Imagine how much more effective we could be in our relationships, how much more productive we could be as a people if we weren't doing our relationships half-ass, 50-50. What the fuck? 100%, 100%. That's what it needs to be. And a narcissist can't understand that. And sometimes the enablers can't understand that. Sometimes they come around. Maybe once that narcissist has taken advantage of them, belittled them, made them feel abused or harmed in some way, then they'll understand where you were coming from. But you don't have to worry about that, because what matters is that you remove yourself from the situation. And what matters in our collective is that we remove ourselves from the situation. Because I want you to think about all the areas of your life that you feel stifled, whether or not you're in a narcissistic relationship. Are you feeling as though you are unable to express yourself authentically in any area of your life? Because I want you to take a moment to just imagine, let's just imagine together, who and what we could be if we were not, if the stifling energy that we feel preventing us from knowing our full potential, realizing our full potential, if that stifling energy wasn't there. Let's just take a minute to imagine ourselves at the peak of our potential. So I don't want to do a whole lot of promotion tonight. Things are moving along with the campaign. We're gaining traction slowly but surely. So just please share the campaign if you'd like. I'm feeling really good energy from everybody that I've come in contact wanting to talk to about it. I can't see, it's late. I can barely even make sentences. So that's why I'm like, just get off, end the live stream. But yeah, I'll be back again tomorrow. We're going to have some good stuff to talk about tomorrow. I just want to make sure I didn't forget anything. No, I think we're good. Okay. I love you all.